We have news out of the Harry Potter series. It's coming to HBO Max around the casting of a major character, and it's going to upset a lot of fans. We're going to get into that right now in the Sundowners Club. While we're talking about the Harry Potter series, do us a big favor, hit the subscribe button, smash the like button, leave us a comment, share this video out with your friends, and we appreciate it. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for supporting the channel. And we're going to talk about the Harry Potter series that's coming to HBO Max. It's slated for 7 seasons, which is going to track the canonical books, 1 season for each book. And some of the information lately has been more rumors around who might play certain characters. But now, according to Deadline, we have an actor that is in final negotiations to play the character of Dumbledore. And one would think that it would be a British actor, but oh no. They've come out and it looks like they're targeting none other than 79-year-old John Lithgow, a multiple primetime Emmy winner. He played Winston Churchill. He's a fine actor. He's done a really good job in a lot of projects over the years. He was in Dexter. He was in the FX series called The Old Man. So he's done a great job, but he's not British. And playing Dumbledore, there's a host of issues with this potential casting. Although it's not finalized, according to Deadline, he is in final negotiations for the role. And I want to kick it over to my co-host, Sterling. Sterling, your initial thoughts. You know, we heard a lot of names rumored for Dumbledore and Snape and others, but this one looks like he is in final negotiations, according to Deadline, to play Dumbledore. 7 seasons. His character would be in 6 of those seasons. What do you think about John Lithgow playing Dumbledore?
Yeah, I don't like it at all. I think he's a great actor. I just don't think he's right for that role. When you're talking about a show that would take, probably over 8 years to finish, because it's unlikely that they're going to come out with a new season every year.
Right.
By then, he'd be in his late 80s.
90s. He could be in his 90s if the first season comes
early,
out.
Early 90s, yeah. So, I mean, I don't like that. And he doesn't really strike me to fit that role. I mean, I think you need, I would have got a British actor probably in their early 60s.
Like they did with Michael Gambon. And of course, remember, Richard Harris played Dumbledore. They had this issue with the movies because Richard Harris was 71 years old. Now, he had health problems for years. He was known as a notorious drinker and partier back in his day. And with Richard Burton and
he made it to the second movie, right?
He died early on, and then Michael Gambon came in and replaced him as Dumbledore. It wasn't the same because people had seen Richard Harris as Dumbledore, so there was certainly an issue there. Not that Michael Gambon didn't do a great job playing Dumbledore, but it was different, and that's what you run into when someone passes away during a project like this. So before we even get into the British versus American part of this, because this story is uniquely British, right?
Yeah.
And so, to me, the age part first. He's not going to. I mean, these things are going to be big productions, and they're going to take kind of like House of the Dragon, Game of Thrones. They're going to take 1.5 to 2 years, potentially between seasons. You're talking about him being in his mid-90s when he's done.
Yeah, I mean, but we've heard some of the other rumored castings, and so far I think they're dropping the ball.
Mark Rylance would have been amazing as Dumbledore. I just got through watching Mark Rylance. A lot of people don't know him. He's been in a lot of different movies. He's more of a real character actor, but he was in a series called Wolf Hall, where he played Thomas Cromwell and serving King Henry VIII during the Tudor era. And I thought he was phenomenal in it. So when I heard the rumors that he might be playing Dumbledore, I thought that is great casting. There's also been rumors of Mark Strong, being cast in the series, and so none of it's finalized yet. But so the British versus American part of this, John Lithgow being American, isn't this going to piss off a lot of the British fans that have supported Harry Potter? I know this is a global IP. I get it. But again, it's uniquely British. To me, this is like casting a guy from Chicago to play James Bond.
I mean, if he can do an accent.
He
I,
did do
I wouldn't
Churchill
care
well.
if he can do a good accent. It doesn't matter to me. They get British people to play Americans all the time.
They do.
So I
And
mean,
listen, they don't. I know, contrary to what a lot of British actors think, they do horribly with certain accents.
yeah,
They can do.
they struggle with Southern accents.
They very much struggle with Southern accents, and they struggle with what I would call the Philly Boston accent as well. And so yeah, but the Southern accents is horrible. But he did do a good job as Churchill. And again, this is a global IP, so it's not like he's not a good enough actor to do it. But this just I don't understand the choice.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely not the best choice, but I mean, like I said, if some of the other rumored castings come true for some of the other characters
Yeah.
like Snape and some of the other things we've heard, this show's got more problems than that.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It will be a disaster.
So
So I don't know.
At least John Lithgow, you could see adding on the beard and the long hair and him look like Dumbledore.
Yeah.
You bring up the bigger question that we haven't seen yet, which is who are they casting as Snape? Who are they casting as Hermione and Harry and Ron?
Yeah, they could butcher that, and
They could get that really wrong.
This could be the most minor. Him not being British might be the most minor deviation from the source material once they're done.
Yeah. And of course, HBO doesn't like to comment until anything's done. So they made a statement about the Deadline article and said, "We appreciate that such a high profile series will draw a lot of rumor and speculation. As we make our way through pre-production, we will only confirm details as we finalize deals." The showrunner is Francesca Gardner, and the series director, Mark Mylod, had confirmed before that they're sticking to the canonical ages from the books, with several adult characters to be younger than their film counterparts. Again, Richard Harris was 71 when he took on the role, and Michael Gambon was 62, and Lithgow will be 80 years old in October of this year. And so, that's really playing with fire there. We'll see how it turns out. What do you think about John Lithgow potentially playing Dumbledore in the Harry Potter series? Let us know what you think. Leave a comment about it. Do you like the potential casting? Do you hate it? Do you think this series is going to be a major hit? Do you think it's going to be a disaster? Are you looking forward to it? We want to know what you think about that. While you're doing that, make sure to smash the like button. Recommend this video out and share it to your friends. And most importantly, support our channel by hitting the subscribe button and TCB.